Pod Sound School presents Content Jefe, the podcast that helps online business owners make better content and more money. Let's Jefe up. Hello, amigo, amigazo, Content Jefe. Welcome to another Content Jefe podcast brought to you by the Pod Sound School. I'm Veronica.
And I'm Studio Steve.
We teach people how to make content and how to implement content marketing systems to help them grow online. We've been doing this for 5 years and we're content creators ourselves, and we're here to teach you everything we know. This podcast is for you. If you're an online business owner or a content creator trying to figure out content marketing and how to make money online, in each episode, we bring you inside the world of content marketing so you can make better content and more money.
Yes, and in this episode, we are going to Jefe up, and we're going to talk about the secret to content creation that we wish we knew sooner. Like Veronica mentioned, we've been at this content creation thing for 5 years, and whether we like it or not, content creation is just, it's part of the deal. Especially if you want to be a business owner, or if you're going to be a freelancer. And even the biggest businesses in the world are now getting into content marketing. It's like they have to, right?
Yeah, they're either making their own content and hiring their own talent, or they're hiring influencers and people on TikTok or YouTube to make videos for them. So content is the way to market these days. And either you're doing it already, or you are like gearing yourself to do it in 2023.
You're getting ready to be brave.
You're getting ready to be brave and put yourself out there. So we have a lot of good things to share in this episode.
Yes, and since it's the first of the year, it's sort of that new time, those new beginnings. We really want to look back at not only this last year, but at our whole last 5 years and talk to you about some of the things that we've learned that we wish we would have knew earlier, that you could put to use that'll really help you and let you know that you're not alone in feeling like so overwhelmed by the whole thing. And just like, it's so much. And content creation is very difficult. It's extremely difficult to get in front of the camera. It's really hard to come up with fresh content ideas every week, to know who you're supposed to be making your content for or how you're supposed to make your content.
Yeah, but it's our hope. It's my hope, your hope, that after listening to this episode, you feel empowered, that you feel inspired, and that you feel ready to go, and that you know and understand that you are ready and that you are good enough. You are one of a kind, and we just want you to get on it.
Yes, and get on it. And I think that before we share our 3 things, and so we came up with these 3 things that we think are our big secrets, or maybe the things we wish we would have known. Something that we didn't include as one of these things, because it didn't really make sense to include it, is perfectionism and the idea of over-preparedness. So if you haven't started making content yet, or let's say you just make audio content and you just can't get yourself in front of the camera and incorporate video yet, you just got to get out there and do it and start. There's when we're starting our own business and we're thinking about starting our own side hustle and things, you know, it's hard. It's nice to think that we could do something we love and that maybe we can bring in some money from a side hustle. And we see all these influencers and people making serious cash on our social platforms. But to actually do it is another thing altogether. But I think when I look back at what we did, you know, I think in hindsight, I would ask myself, like, well, maybe we would have chosen a different niche, or what if we would have gone into something completely different? Like, why did we choose podcasting to begin with? Like, because, you know, obviously we're the Pod Sound School. Podcasting is what we do. And why was it that we chose that? Maybe we should have chosen something else, or, you know, and none of that is the important part in hindsight for me. So when I look back on it, the important thing and where you learn the lessons doesn't come from the hypothetical thinking or from the planning or from the preparing, from the making lists or making goal lists. The actual lessons and the benchmarks and the growth happens from the action.
The execution.
Yes, from the execution. Yeah. Who does that come from?
What in my favorite Peloton instructor, Alex Toussaint. Alex, if you're listening, I'm a fan.
Yes. Alex has given me more insights than any of my business coaches.
Yeah.
And I was just exercising on a bike.
I know.
How did that happen?
I don't know. It's
amazing. So do you want to,
definitely.
why don't you talk about number 1?
Number one.
So the first thing, the secret to content creation that Veronica wished she knew is simplicity. Keeping it simple.
Keeping it simple. I think at the beginning of us creating content, we tend to look at other people. We tend to look at other creators for inspiration or because we're doing our market research. And we see how they are doing things at that moment, but they've been doing it for years, right? Some of them been at it for 5 years, 10 years, and they look very professional, and they look like their picture looks very crisp and clear.
Yeah.
And they have this confidence, and they have this good lighting, and they have this very impressive background. And I'm talking about video. It may be, the podcast. They seem to have it all together. They seem to be like capturing leads.
They interview
and
so
they
well.
interview celebrities, and they
always know
interview
what to
so
ask.
well.
Yeah.
Well, this may throw you into the direction of like, I just want things to be more complicated than they are.
Yeah.
And I just want to compensate my newness in the industry by just buying on this maybe unnecessary equipment that you don't need, maybe investing way too much in your content production that is not needed at the stage that you're at. And I think just to keep it simple and start. Because there's a lot of data, a lot of information that you're going to gather from the execution that will allow you to get into the direction that is right for you and that is right for your audience. And going back to when we started, there are a million things that we could have done differently, right? But however, I am very grateful, and I think you're on the same page, that we didn't know any, that we were so naive and so new, and we just follow our passion and we follow our curiosity. That's very important to follow your curiosity. And we just started posting podcast episodes, and we were like, well, maybe, these concepts will be better explained on video. So let's do animated videos. Let's create a YouTube channel. So it's that curiosity and that keeping things simple. I think it's just a human condition of feeling like not good enough ever. It doesn't matter like how much you have accomplished, and that need of complementing, or how what's the word? Overcomplicating, just so you can't put that at ease. I think that can get in the way of you creating a good content and connecting with your people and simplifying things for them, which is the whole reason why you're doing this, is because you want to make their lives better. You want to help solve their problems, or you want to help them to get to the next destination.
Yeah, and that actually is where I also would keep things simple, even more so, because I have a hard time with the idea of simplicity when it comes to production, because of my background,
because of your background,
and my passion with the equipment, right? And also, I really believe that if you can manage to learn about lighting and cameras, and if your cameras can look a little better, and if you can look a little more professional, you can skip a little bit of that rite of passage stage that you see on platforms where it's, like on YouTube, for example, the average person takes, I think it's 18 months, last I checked, to monetize, meaning they take 18 months of posting consistently, or it's even close, or I think it's even like 24 months. I don't know, but it's like 2 years to get to the place where the average person is getting 1,000 subscribers of posting consistent content. That could be discouraging for some of us, but that's because many of them don't know what they're doing. They're making videos for the wrong person. They don't know how cameras work. They don't know any of this stuff. So any of your past experience that you could bring together. But I do like the idea of jumping in before you're ready. But then the simplicity thing that I like is make it more simple for your audience.
Yeah.
That's the real thing for me.
Well, and for you too, because I think, it's been one of the things with you is that sometimes you let that taken over and add more stress to our recording sessions.
Yeah, to everything.
When you just try to compensate the way that you feel by just
Adding too many
adding too many cameras,
or,
adding too much stuff.
yeah.
Then you're sweating and going up and down the stairs and moving lights. And I'm
Yeah.
like a pendeja, just like, what do I
Can
do?
we just plug in a camera and press record?
Yeah, can we just get it done?
The truth is, if you actually just plug in the camera and press record, and you don't have to do things like, are you making a film? And maybe that's part of it was my problem, is I come from film production, music production, where there's a lot that goes into it as far as your setup. I mean, you spend 14-hour days on set just to get one page shot, right? So there's different, whatever you're going to create, whatever vision you have, keeping it simple is always a better idea. And when it comes to content creation in particular, that it's different than making a film.
I think, in my opinion, there are 5 things that you need to start making videos on YouTube, or like really to succeed on YouTube. And it's just a good camera, a good lens, a good microphone.
Yeah, definitely.
Your background, and charisma, that you can develop over time, and also research. Those 5 things.
And I would add 6. I would add with lighting.
Oh yeah.
And the lighting.
Yeah, you don't want to do it in the dark.
Yeah, well, and also the lighting. You just need lighting that can be frontal lighting that you can point at yourself. That you can get consistent lighting, but that could be light coming in from the window. But it should be indirect light, not harsh sunlight coming in from the window.
Yeah.
But that's as simple as watching a couple of YouTube videos about how to do that. Over preparedness and perfectionism, they don't really help
They're
progress.
not serving you.
They're not serving you, and they didn't serve us, and they still don't serve us. And the more that we let go and the more that we simplify, the more we grow, has been a big learning experience.
Yeah. Okay,
well then number 2.
Número 2.
Yes. Número 2 is repurposing.
Repurposing.
Now, it's kind of, this is something we were doing at first, but we didn't really repurpose in the real way of repurposing.
Yeah, no. It was just like this abstract concept. It was like,
sense.
what do we, like, how do we do it? Like, it really is a skill. I think it's a skill, and you just get good at it by just being in the business, and by creating a bunch of content, and then you sit down and you're like, how can I maximize this time right here?
Yeah.
So you are gonna pull up your phone and do Instagram stories, maybe a short reel explaining what you're doing. I wish we would have understood repurposing better, but now we do, and now we're repurposing ninjas. And believe me, it's not that hard.
It's really not that hard.
And it's going to multiply your reach, multiply your leads. It's going to multiply like everything you're doing right now. Instead of just focusing on one platform, then you can just spread to different platforms without adding more hours, more work to your workflow.
Yeah, and although this takes practice, there are some tips that help with this. One is to not choose too many platforms at first, especially if you're a solo podcaster, solo content creator, you're starting your side hustle by yourself. One platform is actually okay for a brief period of time before you can introduce another one. Because I do think it's better to be kind of just like efficient and proficient at the one platform than it is to be lousy on 5. So there's this balancing act that you have to find between quality and quantity and repurposing and everything else. And again, that's just practice. So it's starting before you're ready, because if you don't actually try to repurpose anything, then you don't really know how it works and what works and the easiest way to do it. So I always overcomplicated our repurposing thing, and now we've super simplified it. And that actually brings us to number 3 for this episode, and that is outsourcing.
Yeah, well, I wanted to elaborate and to share a tip too.
Okay. Oh, okay. Wait, let's. Okay.
Something that is saved us a lot of time, and that I'm constantly after Steven, because he's just a free spirit. He's wild. He's wild.
I'm salvaje.
Yeah, he's salvaje, and he doesn't like
and local. And I have the face of a mango.
He doesn't have structure.
I splash paint on the canvas. I splash it.
The more time you spend in the preparation of your content, the more you'll be able to extract the value off of it.
And you're
what
talking about
mean-
scripting, right?
And I'm talking about scripting, and I'm talking about researching
And outlining.
and outlining and gathering all your links and gathering all the resources that you used that you extract the information from, and have all that in a document. And with that document, you'll be able to do wonders.
Mm-hmm.
Because we found ourselves in pickles that it's time to post episodes that Stephen was responsible for.
Mm-hmm.
And where's the outline? Because now we have people on our team. We have a social media community manager.
Yes.
So it will be as easy as give her access to that document. But sometimes the document
There's no document.
there's no document.
Document exists in my head.
Yeah, it's in his head. So how do we give her access to
Which
his head?
also, Veronica will also say that those are her favorite episodes. So I don't know. I don't know what I should do. I mean, do I?
But if you're like me, if you
The
have a
takeaway
script,
is be more like Veronica.
Yeah,
That's
be
the
more like
takeaway.
me.
Mhm. And less like me. Less like me. More
now
like
he has his talents.
I do.
He has his talents.
there's
that
reasons
one-
I'm here. I mean,
That one you can use. You can add captions to your videos.
Mm-hmm.
If you're scripting your videos, you can add those. You can repurpose those or use that information to put on your episode summaries or your episode descriptions. You can use them on your Instagram captions.
Yeah.
You can you can use them for tweets.
yeah, for
Right.
tweets, and then
You can
tweets
create
can be
tweets.
the Instagram posts too.
You can use them to write an email and tell your email subscribers what the episode is about. What are the key points?
Or here's a cool one. You can put them together. You could use it to put together as a freebie that you can actually offer in your episode. Hey, and all this information, I put it together in a freebie for you. You can grab it by going to the link in the description or this blah, blah, blah site. And now you actually have a way to start gathering those emails because maybe you haven't started doing that yet. I mean, it's just the list
And
goes
your
on and on.
audience, and your audience will love it because while they're watching the video and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I wish I had that information somewhere so I can access it easily."
Oh, and
well,
freebies are
don't
so
worry,
cool.
I got your back. I have a download that I put all the information together and more resources for you. So that's why it's important to do like that preparation. To put a lot of work into that so the rest of the thing goes really
And what's
smoothly.
really-
Not to mention that it will give you a lot of confidence if you're performing in front of the camera that you have fleshed out all of your thoughts and add all of your research to that document.
I love that. And what's really interesting about that is because I did mention film production before, and I said, this isn't like shooting a film, but that is actually exactly like shooting a film. And a lot of the film disasters that I was a part of was because of lack of the cheapest, least expensive process of production for a film. And that's pre-production. The pre-production phase of a film requires the least amount of money and the least amount of people. Just a small group of people that are, coming up with the ideas, writing the script, and then they take the script and they storyboard it and then they schedule it out and they do all that, right? And it all starts from a good script, a good outline. So that's a tip. Is definitely get a strong outline. And then a final tip with that is then you can schedule in different types of content that you want to try out to repurpose. So you could choose the piece of content that is your cornerstone. And for that, we always recommend podcasts.
Yeah.
The cornerstone should probably be long form.
Long format. Yeah.
So you take your long form comment. So just then pick a strategy that you want that's simple, that works for you. If you're working a 9-to-5 while you're growing the side hustle, you're going to have to start, don't overwhelm yourself. I know it gets exciting to just dump a bunch of content into new platforms to see it grow. But it's better to be consistent than it is to like throw 5 videos on YouTube and then none for 5 weeks. And then 3 on YouTube and then none for...
Yeah.
It's better to put 1 video every other week on YouTube.
Absolutely.
If that's what it's going to be. You can do bi-weekly to really start getting a library of content out there. Consistency, right? And so, and realistic expectations as well. And then...
And if you need help with creating a content marketing workflow and system that works for you, I think I said that in the intro, but
we got
telling
you
again.
covered.
We got you covered. Get a
That's
hold
what
of
we
us
do.
and we can help you.
Yeah, you can go to podsoundschool.com.
Or we can train a team member responsible for that.
Yeah, and you just go to find out more about that by going to podsoundschool.com.
Hey, I'm interrupting the episode for a little announcement. You know you have to create content to attract more prospects online, but the whole thing seems daunting and too much to figure it out on your own. Which social media platform should I choose? Should I start making videos for IG Reels, TikTok, or YouTube? What skills do I need to learn? What equipment do I need? Or maybe you're considering starting a podcast for your business And if any of that's the case, we want to invite you to sign up for the waitlist for Smart and Simple Podcasting. It's our first coaching program where we, the Pod Sound School, will be teaching you how to create and launch a professional podcast from scratch. Content marketing, so your content is a lead generation machine for your business, and different ways to maximize every time you record so you can create micro pieces of content that will go on different social media platforms. We'll be holding your hand through the whole process, meeting weekly with you, making sure that you're not getting left behind. We'll be teaching students and clients about podcast and video production and marketing for 4 years. Our approach to teaching is straightforward, innovative, and fun. So hurry up and go to podcastingsmart.com/waitlist to sign up, or find the link in the description of this episode. Stop working so hard on your content. Make your content work for you. Now back to the episode.
Cool. So then the third one, and I already kind of said it, but we had to go back for a minute, is outsourcing. I would always encourage, and I do encourage, students and clients to outsource. Well, I mean, I guess if they're a client, they've already kind of outsourced in a way, so they already know, but to outsource even more and to hire before you can afford it. I really strongly encourage that.
Yeah.
So a perfect example is podcasting. You got to pay somebody to edit your podcast. And then with your videos, you need to find a good editing team with your content, because unless you're an editor by trade, and even if you are an editor by trade like me, I wish I could go back and hire an editor earlier.
Yeah.
I edited our first 50, 60 videos, and
It's hard to let go.
it's hard to let go. And I had certain standards of quality, but now our editors are doing better than I would do. Think of the time I could have put into writing more videos, that I could have been into developing our courses more, putting, attracting more clients, generating more leads, thinking of all the entrepreneurial sort of CEO style tasks that I should have been thinking of. Actually bringing in money instead of just putting out free content on the platforms. I could have been bringing in that money, that good cheddar instead, but instead
I'm just trying to understand like why we do it, because it's not only you. If you're thinking, oh, that's just not for me, I'm not ready, and it was us too. It was this hesitation, almost this fear of hiring somebody to come to help you.
Yeah.
And I think it may be associated with fear of failure, or that this is going to make it official,
Yeah.
I think fear of failure and fear of success too. Because we're like in this comfort zone of, oh, no, I'm creating this, I'm okay. And bringing another person to the team, it forces you to look in other places where you're going to start seeing things happening, and all of a sudden changes are coming your way, more opportunities are coming your way, and it's scary.
That is scary.
Or maybe it's the fear of not believing in yourself. I want you to trust in the process. I want you to trust in your ability. I want you to trust in your project. I want you to embrace the fact that you are in this for the long run, and to open yourself up to possibilities, that you did not get into this to stay small. You got into this to grow and to get big, really big. And it's time for you to blindly believe in yourself and believe in the content that you are creating, believe in the business that you're creating, and bring more people to support your vision. And that's something that I have to come into terms. It's not like I didn't believe in us or in our business. Is that there was a lot of hesitation. There was a lot of fear from my part. We were just in this cozy state, in this cozy place.
Sometimes it's cozy to be small and unseen.
Sometimes it's small and unseen.
Like when you have a podcast, it's nice to only get 10 downloads a month or 10 downloads an episode, because you feel that little bit of validation.
Yeah, it's like,
it's
my small podcast. And you see people, like, oh yeah, my small little show, or my small this, my small that. No, it's time to get rid of that. And it's time to put on the big girl pants or the big boy pants, and hiring people and going all in, and you will never regret it. We're ready to bring more people to our team The people that are working for us right now, they're wonderful people, very talented,
amazing.
with amazing ideas. And that's the best decision that we made. And I can't go back. I can't go back. I've seen like how it's freeing my time and how it's allowing me to rest, to
And to
have a
grow.
fresher mind,
Yeah.
to do the things that I want to do in the business, to reach out, to go out and sell our idea, our vision, and help more people.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to let go in order to grow. That's kind of the whole idea with that. And just to finish up this episode, if we just sort of let's get real and kind of talk about what that's going to cost you. Maybe that would be the last little helpful thing. Okay, fine. I'm going to outsource. What's it going to cost me? A podcast editor will run you about $400 a month for a decent one. You might pay upwards of $800 a month if you want some premium services. And a video editor could be, I would say probably $800 a month would be minimum for a good video editor for a decent. It's probably more like $1,000, $1,200 a month. It could go all the way up to $3,000, $4,000 a month for a good video editor. But if you do what we suggest, and that is to sort of have a video podcast be your cornerstone of your content, because that one video podcast could be given to one editor who has the specialty to edit it. And then you can also edit the little vertical video clips off of it as well. And one piece of content. And then you have all the written and the outlining stuff.
And the audio.
And the audio as well. And even though we're unscripted here, you could very easily grab a transcript, which we do because we like to have subtitles on our YouTube channel. But then also that transcript can be turned into blog posts, emails, everything else. And some of the best stuff we say is when we're off script. Like the stuff you were just saying was beautiful. And so with that, I hope that you learned something from our experience. The big takeaway that I'd like to share with you is that it's supposed to feel awkward, and that all of those influencers and people that you might compare yourself to, that you're just seeing, you see them when they've been edited. I would love
go back in their YouTube channel. If they have a YouTube channel, go back
to the very beginning.
to the very beginning, and you'll feel encouraged.
It's interesting. YouTube just changed something. You used to be able to filter by oldest video. You can't filter by that anymore. You actually have to kind of scroll through that.
No.
At least not that I can find an easy way.
Well, that's good because I don't want anybody to watch.
I don't
my
want
old
anybody to watch our older videos either. So thank you, YouTube.
Make sure that you share this episode with another content creator, or online business owner, and also share the love with us and leave a review or a comment here on YouTube.
Or if you know somebody who's at a 9-to-5 and they've been bitten by that entrepreneurial bug, or they like, send
them our way.
Yeah, send them our way. Send them to our podcast, because that's what we're all about. We want you to be able to make money doing something, make realistic and real money doing something you mostly love, that you love, that lights you up.
And the difference here is that we can teach you the skills. We can teach you how to start, and we can put you in a good place, and then you'll fly solo and achieve wonderful things.
Yes. And we're talking about actual skills. We're talking about audio production, actually doing the thing, how to get in front of the camera, how to actually start the podcast, to put the podcast on the players, all of the technical things that are involved in it. We specialize in those actual things. And although our online courses, and if you were to work with us one-on-one, there is some theoretical stuff, as we mentioned, simplicity, that's something with our online courses is the reason that this year I'm now on to the third in draft of an entire phase of our course.
I know.
And it's because we've had to reinvent our course multiple times, because we're trying to arrive at this place of simplify, which is a simple pie.
Oh, yeah.
Simplifying things for our students and getting them to start a podcast as soon as possible.
I know that's a good thing that you
need.
brought it up, because I was starting to feel like, like what is wrong with us? Like, why are we taking so long? And and I think like you just like gave me clarity in that regard, and is that we just care so much about delivering their results more than getting people to sign up for a program that they won't finish or that they won't get value out of it. So it's been a journey of us tweaking things, re-recording, like finding the right workflow and the right amount of lessons and the right way to teach something.
And the right way to bake in
so
accountability.
It goes smooth.
Yeah.
So at the end of it, you're like, wow, like these people, they save me a lot of time. They save me a lot of money, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I have what I need, and I actually have launched the podcast. I've launched my social media channel.
I'm very proud of us.
Yeah, it's really cool. And what we're really referring to, if you're like, what are they even talking about? Is and you may have seen a ad for it in the middle of this episode, and that is our first coaching program. But it's an online course, and it's called Smart and Simple Podcasting.
But it's getting so good. So go sign up.
Go sign up for the wait list.
To be the first one to be notified.
And to get on the list, because we're likely going to be releasing it in groups. So that way we can focus in. The biggest thing that we were looking at is in our previous course, Smart and Sexy Podcasting, which is still going to be available, and we're planning on doing some things with that as well, is the student completion rate is not as high as we would like it to be. No, it's actually very sadly lower. And a lot of people are not actually ever starting a podcast, or if they start one, they don't see the results. And as their instructors and that's very sad for us, because we know the opportunities that they're missing out on.
We make ourselves available for our students.
And
we go above and beyond.
So that has helped us to arrive at actually what our students actually need. And we've been able to capture so much data from our existing students that now we can use that data and even surveying some of our students to be able to actually like strip away so much of the fat instead of filling them full of information that's very useful and really theoretical. And is it really useful to actually make the thing happen that needs to happen, which is that you need to get out of your own way and just quickly follow along with a little bit of a formula really quick and just kind of have a push to get onto the podcast directories before you even have enough time to even think about it.
Yeah.
So that's the whole idea. And then follow that up with a support group as well. So
follow us on social media. We are on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Pod Sound School.
Yes.
Are we still on Twitter?
Well, I don't know.
With the Musk?
Is anyone still on Twitter?
The Musk is Twitter.
I think so. Yeah, no, Twitter's good. I mean, I do have to admit that I don't really hang out there much anymore. But
you don't hang out with Elon?
Yeah, I don't know. But what do you think? Come tell me what you think on Twitter. I'm over there too, at Pod Sound School. I think a better place would just be to comment wherever you are consuming this podcast. If you're listening on Apple or Google, you could also watch this podcast on Spotify or YouTube as well. It's a video podcast. And likewise, if you're watching this podcast, why not subscribe on Apple so you can listen to in your car when you're working out or doing the dishes,
running your errands,
mowing
the
the
dishes
lawn, or
that your kids don't
or I guess if you're shoveling the driveway or using the snow blower, or doing the dishes that your kids promised they would do, whatever it is.
Taking the trash that your husband said that he would.
I always take the trash out. So anyway,
love.